full of littered cups and balled-up park maps. It starts to slack. I've been walking the midway for cleanup. My hands are full of garbage. I look like a raccoon, scavenging for dinner. Of course, I'm holding trash when I meet the king of roller coaster design. I technically shouldn't be looking out for trash as the marketing manager. It's a park services job. But you can always distinguish a seasoned rides team member by the way they treat the main entrance through the park, the midway. And as a former rides supervisor, the midway will always be my baby. I would swaddle it if I could. I was moved to the marketing department after my accident. I'd graduated college with a degree in journalism, so it was a logical progression. The only reason I hadn't moved immediately after graduation was because my love for roller coasters overpowered any career paths I had in mind. I've been obsessed with Honeywood Fun Park since the moment I passed through those gates when I was 3 years old. I've been told 3 is too young to remember something like that, but they don't know what they're talking about. It is my earliest memory. Maybe the park imprinted on me werewolf style. There have been weirder imprints, looking at you, Stephanie Meyer. Regardless, I knew from that moment this was my destiny. All of it intrigued me, the sound of roller coasters roaring on the tracks, the warm hug from the mascot, Buzzy the Bear, the smell of Honeywood's signature all-day pancakes wafting from the in-park restaurant. I loved it all, even when I got a job at 16, even when I started cleaning the blacktop of the midway, trash bags and all. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a cup lid I must have missed. I bend to take it, but before my hand reaches it, another much larger hand grabs the lid instead. The wrist is defined and sharp with corded veins and adorned by a watch containing so many intricate pieces inside the transparent face that I'm positive it must have cost well above my recent paycheck, even with the managerial increase. I follow the arm's length to the crisp, rolled-up white sleeves, to the forearm littered with subtle brown hair. I admire the way the fabric clings to his broad shoulders. Don't drool, or... and finally reach the man himself, picking it up. If Mr. Roller Coaster didn't see me before, he sees me now. Emory Dawson looks at me for 1 second, if I had to be rational about it, but the moment feels like an eternity as his dark brown eyes trail from my nose to my chin and down to my bent knees and up again. His eyes are swirling pools of chocolate, bright in the beam of morning sunlight shining past our gift shop. The same light casts half his face in relief, highlighting the long Roman nose and the thick dark eyebrows. He stares at me with such intensity that my stomach flips over onto itself. The clumsy jerk. It feels like cresting the Grizzlies' lift hill, barreling down that 100-foot drop. I wonder if this is the moment he recognizes me. He must see his lawsuit staring him right in the face. The woman who got injured on his roller coaster not once, but twice. By coaster standards, that's unheard of. In fact, it's statistically impossible. And honestly, I should buy a lottery ticket or maybe even look out for falling pianos. The Grizzly, our wooden coaster with large hills and harsh banked turns, is a product of his company, Dawson Manufacturing. 3 years ago, it had a small scrap of paneling fly off and hit me in the arm. The incident didn't make it past our town's local gossip paper, Cedar Cliff Chatter. Thank God. I only had 1 month of bruising and a few stitches. I was back on the midway after the weekend. Not so bad, right? Wrong. The second accident happened 1 year later when the wheels came off the track. My injury put me in the hospital for a couple weeks, followed by minor reconstructive surgery on my hip and pelvis that gave some serious geriatric, help, I've fallen and I can't get up energy. Seriously. I shared my physical therapy time slot with an 82-year-old and her understandable aversion to stairs. I liked her. She brought me Thin Mints every session, and I swear she had a connection to some Girl Scout mafia and their underground off-season cookie sales. I came back to my hometown of Cedar Cliff with a mint chocolate cookie addiction and a partially metal pelvis. Worst superhero ever. My real power developed in the hospital bed.